The reason we're here is because we want to make a noise. And we are sick to the stomach. We post online, we talk about it, we vote in elections, we campaign on the streets, nothing gets done. The reality is we need to build the movement of people that we've got here, and we need to take it into a real force. And the reality is, until we do, those traitors in that building over there will laugh at us. They're laughing at us every step of the way. They're more interested in the Israeli and Ukrainian borders than they are ours. That's the reality of this situation. They don't give a shit about any of us. Sorry for swearing.
Send them back! Send them back! Send them back! We're not solidarity. We've got nothing.
So ultimately, the reality is, I've been over in northern France and I've seen it firsthand what these camps are like. They're full up with third world invaders, and these people are not nice people. They are hostile, they are violent, they are dangerous. And when they come over to this country, nothing changes. Some of these people are rapists. Yes. Some of these people are murderers. Some of these people are paedophiles. And the government are putting them all next to your children. Every single one of them. Do they care? No, they don't.
Send them back!
So what we need to do is we need to unify as one, we need to stand together, and we need to focus forward, because the plan should be to send every single one of these back.
Send them back!
Every single one.
Send them back! Send them back! Send them back!
We don't want any of them here. We know that illegal immigration, both and legal, is completely spiraled out of control. Millions with visas last year, thousands and thousands coming in by boat. We don't know about the lorries, and the reality is, this is just the start of it. The whole new wave of migration will be happening with the war that this government are behind, and it's going to continue. The reality is, we need to stand together as one and be united. Thanks for coming, guys.
Hello everybody, and thank you for having me here today.
Oh no, I'm not saying it like that, but I mean, it looks like him. Hey, but he can't. He's buying that red bus.
Darren Grimes stated that we are a nation that resisted the German U-boats, but we cannot turn back inflatable dinghies. With 3 more crossings predicted this year, so what happened to Britain? Well, we all know that the government is to blame. And London, our capital city, is now made up of people who have little knowledge of our history, our culture, our diversity in the past, the crushing age-old communities. At this present time, we are getting outnumbered and our culture is at stake. We have been important illegal criminals for years and nothing has been done about it. The illegal immigration we are getting here are mostly military men, and this is a population replacement. Yes, a replacement. We could be at war very, very, very soon.
We want our country back! We want our country back!
They promised us border control, and instead we have wrecked all levels of both illegal and legal immigration. All the government think about is big businesses, corporations, and having access to cheaper foreign labour and lining their own pockets at the British taxpayers' expense. In 2023, Rishi Sunak said that he would reduce illegal crossings, but we all know that was lies. His plan to stop the boats is totally worthless, and the traffickers now are making more money daily due to his neglect.
Sink the boat!
The police say that the increase of illegals in this country hasn't raised the crime rate, but we all know that is lies. What about the last 2 rates in the last 2 months? Also, they said money is tight. So why are you giving £1.8 million for extra police resources for RAF Scampton? 80% of migrants are criminals, and we have been importing the criminal elements of our societies for years, and still nothing has been done. This leads to separate communities, and the majority of British people who voted for Brexit believe that. Freedom of speech is no more, because if you voice your opinion, you are right-wing or racist. Well, all I can say is if I want a decent future for our children and the homeless to have a warm bed at night.
Yes!
Well, I'm shaking here.
Alright, you're doing well, brother, you're doing well.
And rape victims to get the support they need, and the government to stop the boats, then so be it. I am a racist.
Yes! We want our country back! We want our country back!
War is getting closer, and it's about to start. But these people in the government want war. There's already mass armies already here, and this is a popular replacement and everybody should take this seriously. We are definitely in need of unity. We need to put our skills together and work as one.
Yes, we do.
We all love our country, and our heritage and culture is at stake. We are a proud nation, and we will continue to fight until the government stops telling lies and do the right thing for the British people. Thank you.
Patriotism is not racism. Patriotism is not racism.
Right, next man come on stage is Mr. Alek Yerbury.
Thank you. We want our country back.
Most of the people here, at some point in the last 6 months, have been involved or at least seen what has been happening up and down the country, with the hotels of asylum seekers, with the situation in the Channel, with the total inability of the British government to control its border. So many people here have campaigned and talked about these problems for years and decades. People talked about these issues in the 1960s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and on and on and on. And every single year, with every single government, whether it be Tories, Labour, Liberal Democrats, every single government, the problem only went in one direction, which was that it got worse.
We want our country back.
The great misconception that people can have is to believe that the situation with immigration and demographic change is a problem, whereas in reality it is a symptom of a problem. It is a symptom of a totally dysfunctional and inherently and pathologically treacherous government that does not even believe that it has a duty to care about its own people, that honestly and truly believes that its loyalties lie only in the international pocket of money. The symptom might be the unlimited and uncontrollable immigration, but the problem in this country is far worse, and it's there in that building across the street. In the last 10 to 20 years, what we have seen in Britain is we have seen what was once a nationalist movement turn into a fragmented and ultimately weak faction of people. We have seen serious political campaigns turn into activism. We've seen a loss and a detriment of all the energy that people have put their lives into in the pursuit of political change. This was ultimately a great mistake, and it was a mistake that our people have to bear the consequences for making. Because as much as the problems in this country have been created in that building, the problems in this country, not just with immigration, they can only be solved in that building. They will only be solved when people and parties with a fundamentally nationalist and inward-looking agenda, not an agenda that is loyal to every nation and every group of people in the world except their own. It can only be fixed when every seat in the House of Commons is replaced not with common criminals, but with people who fight for the common good of our own British people. As much as our people have been beset by the enemies on the left, the communists, the Marxists, the liberals, who think only in terms of the individual and only in terms of their own personal good, we've always and also been beset by the international capitalists and the Tories on the right, two seemingly opposing factions, both working for the same end, which is to reduce our people to the status of serfs in a way that hasn't existed in this country for 700 or 800 years. On the left, you have these people who live in the service of their demented and twisted ideology. And then on the right, you have the likes of the Tories, who live only in the service of international finance, whose pockets are filled with coin, and whose loyalties only lie to whoever offers them the greatest sum of money. On the left and the right, it's two paths to the same outcome, that outcome being the annihilation and subjugation of our people. The only salvation has to lie in a total abandonment of these two failed principles. There has to be a third way for our people. Both of these entities, the left and the right, both of them think in terms of globalism and internationalism. They think in terms of the world. They do not think in terms of their own people as we do. They do not think about what is in the best interest of their own citizens. No, they think what's in the interest of their own pockets and the citizens of whoever throws them the greatest sum of money. Our people fundamentally need a nationalist alternative. It is the only alternative that will be of any worth in the years to come. We already have the people that live by these principles, but they have suffered so greatly over the last 10 to 20 years from a total lack of leadership. On more than one occasion, I've spoken to councillors, I've spoken in the audience of MPs, people who, when I speak to them one-to-one, will articulate to me the same concerns that people like me or Steve Laws or David Smaller would stand up here and say. They say the same things when they think no one is listening, because they are cowards. They will not say what needs to be said, even though many of them do think it, because they are cowards. And even the nationalist movement in this country has suffered so terribly with cowardly, inward-looking, grifting and parasitic leaders for years. That is why, despite all the effort and all the energy, this movement has gone into a dead end. What our people need, our own people need, more than just an alternative. Our people need leadership.
We want our country back.
There must be a better way, and there is a better way. If we think back to all the greatest things that have happened in our history, all the great men that have come and gone, the one thing that these people were not was cowards. And now we are beset by cowards, liars, traitors and fraudsters. If I honestly believed that the situation was beyond salvation, then I wouldn't have come here today. If we honestly believed that there was no way back, our people would have given up long ago. But they haven't given up, because as much as people can say it's too far gone, there is no hope, they themselves must believe it, because if they didn't, they wouldn't be here. Our people can turn around the fate that has been planned for them by the enemies of this country, the enemies within and the enemies without. And all these people who have schemed for years in the House of Common Criminals and planned for the annihilation of our own people, these demons, when the shoe is on the other foot, we will succeed where they have failed. Because while they have failed to destroy our people, by the time the tables have turned, and by the time justice is done, and our nation is what it should be, there will be nothing, not even ashes left, of the old order of today. the treachery, the lies and the crimes of today and yesterday will perish. And from that rubble, a great new nation will be born. A nation built fit for its people. A nation for the people that deserve to live in prosperity and freedom within their own land. A nation that fundamentally will never again fall into the hands of parasites and traitors. The day will come shortly when the tide will turn. The day will come when our people will find themselves in their rightful place among the nations. The day will come when the lies and the sins of the Father are gone. The day will come when salvation is here for our people. Our future will be here. And when that happens, when we have that day, we will look back and remember and think to times and places like this, and think to the times when it was difficult and where it was hard to be a nationalist. Think to the times when the nationalist agenda was fragmented and suffering, when it was led by traitors and liars and grifters and cowards. And we will see that that order of things will be no more. Our nation has a future, and our people have a future. All they need to do is take it. And when that happens, the cry will go out up and down Albion. It will say, rule to the British people, rule Britannia.
So nice one everyone for turning out today. It's a massive step. I know we could have hoped for more numbers, but this is what it is. Every single one of you here cares more for the country than the people that aren't. That's the reality of the situation. And everyone, we'll have to thank the old build for this one because they weren't going to let us have it here. So nice one, guys. But on that, I'd say thanks for coming everyone, and well done. Nice one.